schedule. So we go see how it goes. Hold on. Let's see if I might see if I'll just get on the game straight away. Or watch something. I can see what I can watch. Yeah, shout out to Bronny yesterday too. Nigga's been on his dick. Talking about he can't hoop, get him out the league, this, that, and the third. But I bet you, these stats, people ain't gonna talk about it that much. It's not gonna be as loud as they was talking about. What did he have? What, 4 points against that Philly? Against Philly that day. Yeah, nah, deadass. I didn't even. That's crazy. For real. Sacramento, Pennsylvania, 30. Nah, yeah, I don't even want to see that shit. That shit's disrespectful. I don't care. I don't even understand why niggas be counting, like doing this bum ass count out shit. Nigga, you're not gonna count them out. Yeah, I remember this too.
What the hell? Are you kidding me? We're gonna do this. I have no idea. I mean, he's missing out the paper. I mean, wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins is
Years? Damn. Now, homie said, stop Googling. Said, stop Googling. Watch this shit, nigga. That's funny. This is tough. Betraying the fiend. Oh my god. Nah, what was going on with WWE during this time? What in the world? I know that's all for, like, obviously cosmetic, but that shit looks weird. What the fuck?
WrestleMania.
With zero fans is also more shocking too.
It is sure to be the most unique WrestleMania in the 35-year history of this great event. Sit back and enjoy the next 2 nights. Here is your host. Welcome to WrestleMania.
Yeah, this is that's a crazy time. I'm not gonna lie. I was not watching WWE at that time. Yo, nah, this shit is retarded. Oh, my bad. Apologies.
James for 3. Yes!
Oh, he looks. Yep, he said it too. Hey, definitely not. Hey, I didn't know. Oh no, definitely not.
You want the first pass out.
Not yet.
To a shoot, you got to be right on him.
Oh.
Steph threw it to Kuminga. Steph first pass out. If it's to a shoot, you got to be right on him.
Ah, yeah, his legs got taken under him. Oh my god.
Steph threw it to Kuminga. Steph is grabbing his back and he's laying in the lane. He is injured right now. And you got a foul. And you got to stop the game. And Curry is in major distress.
Might be tailbone. He fell pretty hard.
He went down and he knew it right away. So the health of Steph Curry is something they're checking on right away. So Steph Curry going to the locker room with the Warrior medical staff. The Warriors are down 5. And here you can actually hear him hit the floor here. Right on the talus bone.
All right, I don't want to again. Oh, there you go. Huh? If you're taking a loan to DoorDash, I wouldn't.
Retail and a Dash
Yeah, this
Pass
is crazy.
annual plan. And customers will have the option to pay for buy now, pay later firm Klarna. This one is landing and partnering up with DoorDash. In the coming months, customers will be able to use Klarna services to purchase groceries, retail, and a Dash Pass annual plan. And customers will have the option to pay for their purchases in full in 4 equal installments or defer payments to a more convenient time. Here, shares right now of DoorDash up by 1.5%.
Yeah, and I'm not proud to admit this, but I am a Dash Pass member.
Really?
Yes, I am.
How long? Member
For
since?
like 2 years now.
Okay, since 23.
It's a good deal. It's a good deal. But for DoorDash, this is their first buy now, pay later partnership. We've seen
Which
this
is
shift in
crazy.
consumer sentiment, this decrease in consumer confidence, this expectation that we're going to have inflation elevated over the long term. And we know that a lot of consumers, they've been pretty squeezed when you go to the grocery store. So the fact that we're seeing this buy now, pay later partnership for DoorDash, I think could be a positive, hence the share uptick that we're seeing today. But this is also coming ahead of Klarna's expected IPO. And I think just partnering with, more of a sexy name like DoorDash, a name that people know and recognize, that could potentially get some retail investors on board to potentially invest.
That's crazy. Bro knew what he was seeing.
Saw some
Huh? Speaking the gospel about Brony, my coach.
video interviews that he did at the Combine in May, and obviously I saw some video interviews that he did at the Combine in May, and obviously I was not the Lakers coach, just an NBA analyst and podcaster at the time.
Hold on.
And
Damn, I kind of want to hear this song. I'll be right back.
I texted Bron, and I was like, man, Bronny has his head on straight. Like, he gets it. And since day one, I've just been impressed with the person that he is, and to deal with, frankly, bullshit because of who his dad is, and just keep a level head about it and be a class act. Says a lot about him, says a lot about that family, and the way LeBron and Savannah have raised him. It was. I saw some.
Damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on.
Video interviews.
He's talking
that he
facts,
did at
though.
the
He's talking
Combine.
facts.
Frankly, bullshit because of who his dad is, and just keep a level head about it and be a class act. Says a lot about him, says a lot about that family, and the way LeBron and Savannah have raised him. It was obvious to me from the moment, I started spending time with him on the court this summer. He was certainly going to be an NBA player, and I still believe that he'll be an NBA player.
Word. That shit's so crazy.
Looked like you had out there. How did you feel, and did any?
I was given a chance today to show what I've been working on, sitting on the bench in the G League, just constantly putting it in my head that they believe in me.
Part of that coming.
Oh, damn, this shit's long. No, I'm not watching this whole shit. In 2006, a Coca-Cola employee offered to sell company secrets to Pepsi for damn. Yeah, I was about to say this. I'm like, shorty. Coca-Cola, what? Oh my God. I get what she was trying to do, but that's so funny. Like, surely they work in tandem together. This rivalry is legendary. In 2001, Coca-Cola announced that it sold 4 times more than Pepsi, and this was Pepsi's response. No, why is that so gangster? It's the music. The music was the whole thing. The music brought it together. That is funny. What do the comments say about this? No, I don't need more details. Yeah, it should have been exactly 4 cans. That's what I thought they were gonna do.
Hey, what did you just do?
Will, bro. Lou Will?
Why did you say Lou?
Just okay. He wants to play. When is that happening?
That's what I got to do.
I don't know, but you're on his mind.
No, listen, I love this. I love competitive spirit.
And Lou will.
This is why we're all relevant. You know, we're all basketball players. We're all competitive people. I love it. But BJ, if you think for one moment you're going to wake up and challenge me and think I'm not going to respond, I'm down to do it whenever, wherever, whatever. Line it up.
Let's go.
Let's get some straightening.
Special edition.
Yeah, let's get some straightening, B. Jennings. We got to get that straightened out. Let's get that understood.
They gotta do this before.
Jeff T.
I feel like they gotta do this before the summer.
That's right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is gonna happen, Chandler.
Let's get that lined up.
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
FanDuel, line it up. I want it live on FanDuel. I want a
Hell yeah.
Nigga said live on FanDuel.
See Lou in action.
What am I hearing?
By the way, the Drew Holiday
I knew
thing.
it was the reason why I got back in the gym last week. Something my spidey senses was tingling. Some said, "Go get 250 up. Go get 250 makes up." I hadn't picked up a ball.
Oh wow!
It was like riding a bike. I can't wait to show off my.
No, what is this? Nah, Draymond is a clown, bro. Let me see what's on YouTube. On YouTube. What if we dump trash and okay? Word. Why can't we? Word. That's dumb wild.
Thinking
trash and volcanoes.
Why don't we just toss all our trash into volcanoes? I mean, if you've ever played Minecraft, then you might already be familiar with the concept of dropping stuff you don't need into lava and never having to worry about it again. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, you've probably already guessed it, but as so often, things are not as simple as they seem on the first glance. Here's the thing, we generate an insane amount of trash every year. Take the United States, for example. Americans throw away about 239 million tons of garbage annually. So, yeah, finding a way to get rid of all that would be pretty great, and tossing it into
I heard the solution to that was like landfills or something like that. Like when with the trash islands or some shit like that, like just kind of having like a stockpile of trash kind of like lined up or something. I forgot what it's called, but it's somewhere close. I might look it up, but yeah, it's of that concept. Like instead of literally just like throwing trash, I guess, in the water or sending our trash like to a different country or a different continent and then they burn the trash wherever they're at. It's more like it might be more economically friendly too, but more like friendly to the ozone, I guess.
to a volcano sounds like a solid solution, right? It feels almost like a cheat code to solving the trash problem, but it's not as simple as it seems, not even close. The first issue we'd face is, well, actually finding a volcano that can handle all that garbage. There are only around 1,500 active volcanoes on Earth, and many of them are tucked away in remote areas, far from where people actually live. So getting our trash to one of those volcanoes would be around 1,500.
Yeah, oh yeah, other people replayed it right here, because I'm interested, like, where the hell are the other volcanoes? In Hawaii, Mexico, Nicaragua, Costa Rica. Yeah, so definitely, thankfully, nowhere where we live. None in Africa, Australia, in Asia, a little bit of Europe. Yeah, so yeah, not around anywhere we are. Well, where I'm
100 active volcanoes on Earth, and many of them are tucked away in remote areas, far from where people actually live. So getting our trash to one of those volcanoes would be a logistical nightmare. But let's pretend we get that part sorted. We load up all our trash and head to the nearest volcano. What's next? Well, not all volcanoes are created equal. You'd need a very specific kind to even think about this idea. What we're looking for is a shield volcano. These are the ones with those iconic lava lakes and slow, steady eruptions. The problem is, shield volcanoes are relatively rare, but for the sake of this thought experiment, let's assume we somehow managed to find ourselves a nice docile shield volcano. You think the hardest part is over, right? But nope. If you're one of the brave souls tasked with delivering the trash to the volcano, get ready for some serious danger. The environment around a volcano is no joke. Poisonous gases, flying rocks, and boiling hot lava. It's the kind of place you don't want to be hauling a truckload of trash.
Yeah,
and when
that's
it's time
crazy.
to dump it in, let's just say things.
Or we get some robots, get them Elon Musk robots that he be raving about for like the past. No, he's been raving about for the past like decade, that we were already supposed to been have, and it's gonna be more realistic than any robot that we've ever seen.
Things get a bit tricky. Back in
Still waiting on 'em.
2002, a group of researchers threw a small bag of
Still
trash
waiting on
into a volcano in Ethiopia. And what happened next was not exactly expected.
Yeah, that's just-
Lava lakes, it turns out, are pretty unstable. When something cold like trash lands in them, it triggers a chain reaction. Pressurized steam builds up, and suddenly, you've got an eruption of acidic gases and molten rock.
Oof.
So, just imagine what might happen if we dumped an entire country's worth of waste.
Yeah.
We could end up with a volcano literally spitting trash all over the place.
No, literally.
And that's not even the worst of it. Even if we somehow avoid an eruption, we've still got to deal with the fact that not all trash breaks down in lava.
Yeah. What up, bro?
Metals and other materials might just sit in the lava, only to be blasted out later on. Plus,
That's
let's not
crazy,
forget that
too.
burning trash releases a ton of harmful pollutants into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So instead of solving the trash problem, we might just make the pollution crisis a whole lot worse. And shipping all this trash to remote volcanoes? Yeah, that's going to generate a massive carbon footprint. The emissions from hauling trash across countries would pretty much defeat the purpose of trying to reduce waste in the first place. So, while tossing trash
That
into
is a
volcanoes might
fact.
sound like a good way to get rid of it all, the reality is much messier. If we're really looking to get rid of waste, maybe we should stick with recycling or exploring better ways to
Recycling
convert
don't
waste
even
into
work.
usable energy. Or, we could always just shoot it all into space. If you're interested in why that wouldn't be a good idea either, let me know in the comments.
He got a shoot into space one too. What is it? What if the population doubled over? Oh no, I don't want to see that. No, no, I'm good. I am good. Have we made on climate change? Nah, I don't want to be depressed. The Tesla protests are working. Damn, what's this? No, okay. I'm not trying to get too into freaking volcanoes right now, so dude. What? It's pretty interesting.
You know Harbor Freight for a
Why your brain blinds you for 2 hours every day? That's crazy.
The world you see is not real. You're not living in this very moment that you're experiencing, and nothing is like it seems. It turns out your brain constructs your reality as you're experiencing it. It edits your memories as they happen. It lives in totally different time spheres and tells you a story about the world that feels real. What's going on and who's really in control of your life? The gap between reality and you. Vision is maybe our main source of information about the world, but in reality, we don't really see that much. Only a thumbnail-sized area of your visual field is in high resolution, while the rest is out of between reality and you. Vision is maybe our main source of information about the world, but in reality, we don't really see that much. Only a thumbnail-sized area of your visual field is in high resolution, while the rest is out of focus. If it doesn't feel like this, that's because it's made up by your brain, using a pretty neat trick. Each second, your eyes make 3 to 4 sudden jerky movements, saccades of 50 milliseconds, focusing from one point to another, scanning your environment to get of 50
Oh my god. He's explaining it at the same time that I'm like trying to like also like see if it's actually happening too. That's funny. He's fucking me up right now.
Each second, your eyes make 3 to 4 sudden jerky movements, saccades of 50 milliseconds, focusing from one point to another, scanning your environment to get different sharp images that your brain then edits together. During a saccade, your brain shuts down your vision so you don't see a wild motion blur. This
That's so funny. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Your environment to get different sharp images that your brain then edits together. During a saccade, your brain
He
shuts
like
down
just blinds you. That's funny.
your vision so you don't see a wild motion blur. This means that each day for around 2 hours, you're completely blind. If you could actually see what your eyes see, it would look something like this. Brrr, brrr. Instead, your brain fills this time with its best guesses of what happened during the blackness.
Wait, oh my god. Oh my god. That is fucking wild.
But it does way more. It turns out that you're not really experiencing time correctly.
Yeah, that's
What's
I'm like,
really
damn,
happening
that's
when
crazy.
you're stirring milk into a cup of coffee? As the spoon hits the ceramic, light reflects off it and hits your eyes after 1.3 nanoseconds. The ceramic vibrates and creates a shockwave of air molecules that travels to your ear in 1.2 milliseconds. Heat is picked up by fibers in your fingers that send a signal to your brain in 50 milliseconds. 3 very different inputs, all processed in your brain at different times. You don't experience them separately, but as one smooth, simultaneous, and connected moment. Your brain takes a moment to process and then invents a reality, a present moment that's not real. What you feel is now is in fact a selectively edited version of the past. You really only consciously experience the world 0.3 to 0.5 seconds after things happened. Except this is also not really true, because your brain is editing time and space way more than that.
Yo, when I clicked onto this video, I didn't think I'd be like getting like mind. Like, I don't want to keep cursing too much, but yeah, just messing up my mind.
And it makes decisions completely out of your conscious control. You're living in the past. No, future. No, a made-up future. Your present, what you experience right now, is kind of the future. Imagine for a second that you're a table tennis pro. In pro table tennis, balls whoosh around at 25 meters per second, which is pretty fast, so let's slow down time. Light passes from the ball to your eye in nanoseconds, is converted into electrical impulses that reach your brain to be processed after 100 milliseconds. Meanwhile, the ball travels 2.5 meters through the air, the length of the table. If your brain showed you the past, where the ball was 100 milliseconds ago, it would hit you before you could react. So instead, your brain takes its location, speed and direction and calculates where the ball should be in the future by the time the information reaches you, and then it creates a fictional version of it. This is what you see in your fake present, a fake ball that's somewhere else. But you don't need to just see the ball, you want to smash it back hard. If you acted now and started swinging your arm, you'd miss by a mile. Things are just too fast. So before the ball even touches your opponent's bat, your brain starts predicting where it will likely be in space after they hit.
Yeah.
Based on the other player's posture and your table tennis experience.
It's just like you just learn in the game more. The more that you play, it's now it's just becoming like in a way just common sense, but he's explaining it in such like a big depth, I guess, whatever, in such great depth. But yeah, it's just like muscle memory. Once you start learning a certain sport or certain activity, when you keep doing it for long periods of time, obviously you adapt to it.
It can't be sure if it will be correct. It prepares multiple different responses. Maybe the ball will be here, or even here. To be ready for all of these scenarios, your brain sends pre-programmed orders to the muscles you need to jump left, right, or up, telling them to be ready for any of them at a moment's notice. For a short moment, multiple ghost versions of you exist, all equally real inside your brain. And then, as your opponent is about to lay into the swing, your brain decides on a single future that it thinks is most likely. All but one of the ghosts are deleted. You only ever experience the ghosts that won, never the potential ones. The order to the muscles to act out the winning movement is triggered even before the ball is hit back to you. You are totally oblivious to this. By the time you consciously see the ball coming at you and decide to hit it in a particular way, your body has already hit it back. In reality, your brain already made all the decisions. Your conscious experience is nothing more than an invented future, a prediction based on the information your brain received a fraction of a second ago. This is not just true for extreme sports like table tennis, but also for walking.
I switched from due dates to due dates.
Fucking ads.
Is time table tennis, but also for walking. Walking is time travel. After your game, you're walking back home, seemingly choosing your path and reacting to things. Meanwhile, your brain is operating in 3 different time spheres at once. It processes the sensory feedback of the past, it calculates the current state of your body, and it predicts your future, because walking is intense. Before the signal from your foot touching the ground has even reached the brain, it's already sent the order to your foot to make the next step, and it's already calculated the muscle patterns for the next 2. But what if something truly catastrophic happens? There's a banana peel, and you step on it and slip. How did it get here? Listen,
brain has
don't
to
worry
like
about
try to
it. It turns out
recalculate
your
that
brain
shit.
is ready for this.
Yeah, it tries to
So far, we
recalculate
spoke
it.
of your brain.
Yo, this little image, yo, this is hilarious. Oh my god.
Making decisions for you, but this is not really true. You don't have a central control room
I
where
just
the
love
world
the
comes
face.
together. In reality, different parts of your body are aware of different things at different times. Your spinal cord usually knows stuff before your brain. And even within your brain, different regions process the same event at different speeds and make independent decisions. As your foot catches the peel, the gyroscope inside your ears notices a sudden change of your position in space. It submits this information to your brainstem and spinal cord, the things must happen quickly section of your body. They immediately trigger emergency recovery patterns and send orders to different muscle groups. Within 200 milliseconds, pre-programmed sequences activate to catch your fall. Your arms shoot out, your other leg stiffens to support your weight, your core muscles contract to stabilize you. 100 milliseconds later, when you become aware that you're tripping, your body is already recovering. You are only just now catching up. Okay, your body is...
Oh my god, that's why. Nah. Yo, that is crazy. 100 milliseconds with your body, wow.
Is already recovering. You are only just now catching up. Okay, so we've learned that your brain is constantly predicting reality around you, makes decisions about the best way to act, and then shows you an edited version, which totally makes sense. Would you really want to be in charge of all that? But your brain is not just predicting the external world. Right now, it's predicting a way more complex thing, you. Are you just a prediction of your brain? Why do you feel about the world the way you do? Your sense of hunger, your energy level, and especially your emotions are not just objective reactions to what state you're in, but predictions. Your brain's prediction of what you'll need soon or need to be ready for. You're probably used to getting food or going to bed roughly around the same time, and as the time approaches, your brain releases hormones to prepare you. A self-fulfilling prophecy. You get hungry or tired because your brain assumes this is the time when this is needed. This is the most striking thing about your emotions. They aren't just reactions to the outside world, they're predictions. When you go to a party, your brain isn't waiting to see how you feel once you get there based on how the party actually is. It analyzes your experiences of past parties and who it expects to be there. Maybe close friends you feel safe around. Maybe people you don't know who are a less socially secure bet. Maybe your brain remembers a party where you felt anxious and that experience stuck. This can be pretty annoying. If your brain predicts anxiousness, it adjusts your heart rate, hormone levels, and muscle tensions before you even enter the room. It prepares your body for anxiety, making you actually feel anxious, which then confirms the brain's prediction and gets saved for future reference. Does this make you feel like you're just along for the ride, forced to experience whatever predictions your brain feeds you? Thankfully, it's not quite like that. Your conscious self is obviously not the decider of most things as you go through your day. But that is not what it's good at anyway. Your brain and all of these different organ systems decide a lot of things, but they're more like butlers taking care of all the busy work. You may not be in the driver's seat, but you are the passenger that decides where to go. What your conscious self is good at
passenger princess
is long-term planning and abstract thinking. It's a
Of your brain.
storyteller that
That's
tells
crazy.
the story of your life to your brain and to yourself, wherever the edges of these overlapping entities melt into each other. You are able to see the big picture that your internal prediction machine could never begin to grasp. You are the part of you that can edit and write new predictions into the system. Sometimes you and your brain disagree on what's correct, but in the end, you are the person in power who tells the story about who you are in this world. A story so convincing that you experience it as undeniable reality. And as a happy accident, your conscious self is great at being happy about ice cream, fascinated by internet videos, and thinking deeply about Pokemon types.
Pika Pika. That was a good way to end the video. I think that's not right. That's a good way.